The San Antonio Spurs finished the season at 62-20. That was a 28-game improvement. Let that sink in. Wemby dropped 35 in his playoff debut, and people are still sleeping on them to win the title. Can the Spurs win it? I'm going to dig in. Playoffs are underway, and after one game, here's where we sit. In the East, the Magic beat the Pistons. Celtics handled the 76ers easily. Cavs over the Raptors, and the Knicks took care of the Hawks. In the West, the Thunder routed Phoenix. Spurs took care of the Blazers. The Nuggets held off the Timberwolves, and Lakers beat the Durantless Rockets. The Celtics and Thunder handled their business easily. I do not have much to report here. Both those teams look poised for a deep playoff run. I do not see any trouble in the first round for them. Ultimately, the Cavs will outscore the Raptors, and hopefully we can get into some high-scoring affairs. Cavs defense will not be present in this series. The Knicks will handle the Hawks, but I think the series will take a toll on the Knicks. The Hawks are going to run them ragged. They're young, they're athletic, and the Knicks bench is not that amazing. I think the Knicks win the series, but the toll they take during this series with the Hawks is going to come back to haunt them later in the postseason. Moving to LA, we need to see Durant play before we can fully analyze this Lakers-Rockets matchup. But I do think the Rockets will win if Durant is playing in Game 2 and through the rest of the series. Heck, they should have won Game 1. If they just had one guy that decided he wanted to be a scorer, they would have won that game. It's kind of troublesome. Bringing in Durant seemed to stop the progression of all the young guys in Houston, and they have a lot of young talent. So they desperately need Durant. He is the only go-to scorer that they have. But I do feel the Rockets are going to win, and honestly, they got a chance to win without him based on the Lakers' injuries as well. It just might take 7 games. But these are the 3 series worthy of closer examination, in my opinion. We got the Wolves versus the Nuggets, Spurs versus the Blazers, and Magic versus the Pistons. That's the series I am most interested in the East right now. I was very critical of the Magic heading into the postseason. I love their talent. I think they are a young team on the rise. And my concerns are still warranted, I believe. But they did address them in Game 1. Paolo Banchero is not good at finishing at the rim. He is a rising superstar who raises his game when the playoffs come every year. He's averaging almost 28 points per game through his playoff career through 13 games. Very good player. My knock on him has been his reliance on the mid-range and his unwillingness to attack the paint. He's not a very good finisher at the rim. However, in Game 1, Paolo attacked the rim. He didn't finish well at the rim, but he got fouled. He got to the stripe. He put pressure on the vaunted Pistons D and made them adjust their game plan. Great on Paolo and Coach Mosley for getting him to play downhill. Like, that is what they needed. And it paid off. It's very similar to, having a fast guy playing wide receiver that's just running deep routes, right? He's a decoy. That's a very similar tactic to what Paolo's doing by tagging the paint. Like, he's not a great finisher, but putting that in the Detroit's head that Paolo might attack the rim is going to affect the way they play defense. And that's what you need to do against Detroit because they have a fantastic defense. You need to make them second guess what they're doing out there. On the flip side, Detroit, Cade Cunningham needs somebody to help him. Jalen Duran was not that guy in Game 1. He got outplayed by Wendell Carter Jr., and that cannot happen if Detroit has a chance to win this series. Jalen Suggs for Orlando came out and matched the Pistons' intensity by himself. He was diving on the floor, playing tenacious defense. He took the heart out of the Pistons, and he put it right there. If he continues to play this way, the Pistons are in trouble. Hart has been on Detroit's side all season. But if Jalen Suggs and the Magic can show that they have more heart, then Cade alone will not be enough to win 4 games. And this is my hot take. I think the Magic are upsetting Pistons. It's going to take 6 games. Magic move on to round 2. Moving to the West, the Nuggets and Wolves series is going to be entertaining. I picked the Wolves before the playoffs started as my dark horse upset in the first round. And I'm not fully jumping off that wagon, but I saw some things in game 1 that disturbed me. And ultimately, it comes down to the main dude, Anthony Edwards. Apparently, he has some kind of knee thing going on. He had a knee thing earlier in the season. I don't really know what's going on there. I'm not going to put credit into that. I think the Wolves lost the game. Overall, I like this Wolves team. I like Julius Randle. I like Naz Reid. I like Gobert's defense and size in the middle. He gave the Joker fits in game 1. I know the Joker normally dominates him, but he's still an awesome defender, and he will cause some issues. But in the end, it's all going to come down to Ant-Man. And if he continues to do things that I find detrimental to the outcome of games, they don't have a chance. And I'm going to go through what I'm talking about. It wasn't just game 1. I've seen it previously, but we'll just focus on game 1. Anthony Edwards, in the closing 5 minutes of the game, decided to settle on 3-point shots, and they weren't even good 3-point shots. He chose that over an actual offensive possession, and he did that at least 2 times in the final 5 minutes of the game when it was a 5-point game. He didn't use any of the shot clock. He didn't put any pressure on the defense. He didn't even wait to get a good look at the basket. He just launched 3-pointers that missed. And in my mind, those shots lost them the game. Each one, I was just like, that was your shot. That was your chance. And you did not take advantage of it. One of the shots just was off an inbound pass. The ball comes inbounds. Anthony Edwards catches it with time on the shot clock. There's 2 Wolves teammates right next to him and 3 defenders. 6 guys just huddled right there. And he just turns and launches a 3-pointer and missed. It was a 5-point game. Anthony Edwards can shoot threes. He is a darn good basketball player. He's not Steph Curry. He shouldn't be just jacking threes like that. He needs to attack the rim like Paolo was doing all game. And Ant-Man can actually finish. I don't understand the intimidation from him. Or maybe he's a bit overconfident and thinks he can shoot like Steph. But he should be playing downhill in the 4th quarter of a close playoff game. Put the pressure on the D, get fouls, and drive and dish to open shooters. Everybody wants to crown him the next Jordan. Well, Jordan won a couple titles by driving and kicking the ball out to shooters for the last shot. Why does Ant-Man insist that he has to do it alone? And I don't know why the Wolves, they were all smiling at the end of that game. Losing. While the last minute was ticking down, they're just smiling. They have nothing to smile about. They blew that game. They had it in their grasp the entire game. And they blew it. And the Nuggets are not going to be an easy team to walk over. So every win is extremely crucial. Every win you let slip away is even more crucial. Moving to the Spurs. Wemby was fantastic in his debut. Youth does not stop Wemby. He had 35 points on about 62% shooting, 5 of 6 from 3-point land, 4 or 5 from the stripe, 2 blocks and a steal. The guys he was primary defender on were 0 for 11 from the field. He only had 5 rebounds, but that's going to change. This is his first playoff game. He's a little excited. He only had 1 assist, and that's going to change as well as teams start to double and triple team him, and he will kick the ball out to shooters. The issue with the young Spurs was the other young guys. Too many possessions that didn't go through Wemby looked stale, stagnant, just didn't end in quality possessions or looks at the rim. Just low percentage, long field goal attempts. It didn't look good. I picked the Spurs to go very deep in the playoffs, and I do feel that they are the team that can beat the Thunder. But not if everybody not named Wemby is playing scared, is playing passive. That has to change in game 2 if the Spurs can even think about winning a chip. That style of stagnant play, that passive approach the young guys took, led to Portland sticking around and clawing back into the game. I had 2 huge deficits they kind of chopped away at throughout the game. The Spurs need to step on their throat, keep them down, finish them. That's what champions do to lesser competition, and that is what Portland is comparative to the Spurs. Now go prove it, Spurs. Again, I have the Spurs and the Thunder meeting in the conference finals, and the NBA champion may probably come from that series. But don't count out the East if the Spurs advance, because that youth that was present in game 1, albeit outside of Wemby, that youth may show up on the biggest stage if they make it there. So they need to put that to bed right now in round 1. And after everybody playing one game of the playoffs, the Thunder look like defending champions. They look poised to roll through the playoffs and add another banner. Thanks for watching today. Please hit subscribe if you like the content. And I'm going to drop a link to the main video right here if you enjoyed the segment. Please check out the main. Have a good day, y'all.